Well, graffiti's a huge problem for us. It occurs in pretty much every part of town, every part of the county. We see it even in our rural areas. We actually employ 4 people that take care of graffiti on private property full time, and then various other departments also have folks that take care of graffiti.
That seems unbelievable. I know this is actually increased now. You even have more people that just physically come out and paint every day?
We do. Yeah, their job, they work 4 10-hour days every week, and they respond to complaints from citizens. And they also know certain areas that are repeatedly targeted by taggers, and they will come out and they will paint over that graffiti for free.
Quite often we see it on walls such as this one in the neighborhood, but we've also seen some things like out at the Clark County Wetlands Park and other different park areas. How big of a problem is that, Chief?
Well, it is a large problem for us, and when we have graffiti that occurs, whether it's on a sidewalk or a block wall or at a county facility, there are several departments that get involved. We all assist each other in taking care of that graffiti, but then we also need to involve the Metropolitan Police Department because tagging is a crime, and when somebody does get caught, we want to make sure that we can attribute whatever graffiti they've done to them so we can get the proper restitution.
People, police officers, and I'm sure comes over into code enforcement public response as well, they talk about the broken windows theory, which graffiti truly is that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, if we don't cover over the graffiti, what we see is that it invites more graffiti. So we're going to try to get there as quickly as we can. And again, those repeat areas, our folks are hitting those every day of the week that they're working, sometimes several times a day, playing a cat and mouse game. And if we don't cover it, then it winds up taking over a neighborhood, and that's not good for anybody.
What are some of the high areas that you do find yourself sending your people to over and over?
So the east side of town, we actually split up with 3 of our 4 folks, and that's pretty much everything east of I-15. And then we have 1 person that does the west side of town. So we are seeing primarily mostly gang-related graffiti on the east side of town, mixed in with some political graffiti. And then on the west side of town, we're seeing some gang graffiti, but mostly political and just other, minor tagging incidents.
You've gotten the public and the community involved in the Clark County Graffiti Abatement Program. Tell me about that.
So the Graffiti Abatement Program, we do a couple things. Number one, when people do get caught and they have been caught tagging something, the court generally orders them to do community service. And with that community service, they'll do a ride along with one of our graffiti painters, and they're responsible for painting over either their own graffiti or other people's graffiti. And then we'll sign off on the community service hours they work. We also work with the juvenile justice system, where they will bring out youth that have been involved in various crimes, and they'll take care of graffiti under the supervision of a juvenile probation officer, along with our staff. And then on top of that, we also help with communities. So if a community is seeing a large increase in graffiti or they have a big area that they want to cover, they can contact us. And if they want to participate, we'll go out there and we'll coordinate with them and help them cover the graffiti.
When you say you help them, you'll physically manpower, brushes, paint, things like that?
Yeah, we'll absolutely. We don't want anybody painting over graffiti if it's not their property. Our staff is authorized under state statute and county code to paint over graffiti on other people's property. Generally, the public doesn't have that ability. So we will definitely staff it, and we will provide all the paint brushes, rollers, whatever's needed to cover the graffiti.
Bottom line, if someone sees graffiti on a piece of wall like this or some other public property, what should they do?
Well, we want them to call us, and we don't discriminate as far as where it's at in the valley or anywhere in the county. Our phone number is 702-455-4509. That is the Southern Nevada Regional Graffiti Hotline. People can call it in whether they're in one of the cities or in the unincorporated county. Our 4 painters will take those messages off every day, and they will, if it's not our jurisdiction, they'll make sure they route it to the proper authorities.
Thanks a lot, Chief.
Thank you.